Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today finally we are going to play with some ninjas in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So let's get into the deck and the new cards. I will talk through them. So ninjutsu, obviously, return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card into the battlefield from your hand tapped and attacking. So basically you need some creature that doesn't get blocked, and then you bounce it to your hand and this guy attacks. And all the ninjutsu creatures have some ability that triggers after you hit the enemy, so you just want to bypass enemy defense somehow and get the value. So let's start over. This guy is 1 mana 1 1 with ninjutsu 4, and it's 1 1 flyer, so it's enable for ninjutsu because it's harder to block. And when this enters the battlefield from your hand, if it's attacking, create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. The token enters tapped and attacking. So basically, you copy the second ninja that's attacking. That's what you want to get with this card. So for example, if you can copy this guy, suddenly you have another 3-3 with like discard synergy. So this is pretty neat. It's quite expensive when you play for ninjutsu, but you can keep bouncing. And that's one of the big things with ninjutsu. It's not one-time use. When you attack, you can play ninjutsu, and then you have the old ninja in your hand, and you can ninjutsu it back. So you can make pretty wide cycles, and it's extremely good for protecting your creatures. So against control, if they do anything after blockers are declared, you can just keep bouncing all the creatures between themselves, and this makes the spell fizzle because it targeted, for example, Full Master, and suddenly you switch it for 1000-faced Shadow. Good players shouldn't do it after the blockers are attacked though, so that's something to remember. Okay, the next one. Those guys we know and love, and also it's rogue, and we also have this guy as a rogue, but it has some synergy with the Silver Full Master, because that's the next ninja, ninjutsu 2, and it's for blue and black. It's 2-2 that makes all ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less, and other ninja and rogue creatures you control get +1/+1. It's surprisingly strong. You need some power on the board, and the difference between having two 1/1s and two 2/2s is quite huge, especially that you can, for example, copy it with the 1000-faced Shadow, so suddenly you can actually content the big boards and so on. So it's pretty good. Dokuchi Silencer is something we play against creature decks. So it's a 2 mana 2/1 with ninjutsu 2. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, you might discard a creature card. When you do, destroy target creature or Planewalker that player controls. The Planewalker addition is pretty sweet, and you basically want to attack with flyer above the creature that you want to kill, then switch it for this and just kill it. And it also gets discounted from Silver Full Master, so you can play it for 1 black then. It's pretty cheap. This guy is one that I really started to like. It's 2 mana 2/1, but ninjutsu is only 1, which is pretty huge. And whenever this deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card, unless it came into battlefield this turn. So what it means is that if you just ninjutsu it, you just draw a card and you get a 1 mana ninja in the board. So that's pretty neat. Biting Pawn Ninja is one of the staples for this deck. It has pretty decent stats, 3 mana 3/3, and it comes with a menace counter which helps into sneaking some attacks. But the main point is whenever it deals combat damage, you might remove this menace counter and exile one of the cards from the enemy hand. It has to be a non-land, of course, but it's pretty sweet. That's like the main thing for anything value based and like control decks, but of course it helps with every deck. Nashi, Moonsnare Scion, is a very strong ninja and one of the big value generation if you can make it work. So it's 3 mana 3/2 with ninjutsu. That's actually more expensive than the casting cost because his on-hit ability is pretty strong. So whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player library. So you get 2 cards exiled. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards, but you pay with your life other than the mana. So you pretty much can ninjutsu it for mana, and when it hits, you'll get additional like value from one or 2 cards, and you get both your deck and enemy deck. So you can hit pretty nice things, and it's still 4 mana 3/2, so quite, let's say, decent as a surprise mechanic. Okay, so that's one of the stronger cards in the deck, if you can make it work. However, it has only 2 toughness, so you need to really be careful about switching it, and the enemy can just answer it in the last second. Oh, and something important about what I've said, that normally creatures get removed after you like before you declare blockers, because then you cannot ninjutsu. However, there's also second side to this. Enemy doesn't need to remove the weaker creatures before you switch with ninjutsu. So sometimes they just don't want to answer those like 1-drops and so on. And when you enable ninjutsu, you can start switching around. So that's something that's worth saying. Kaito or Kajito, I don't know, Shizuki, 3 mana Planeswalker. At the beginning of the end step, if it entered the battle this turn, he phases out. So basically, if you play it when the enemy cannot answer it in an instant, he pretty much is invulnerable next turn. So that's pretty neat. And it has +1, draw a card, then discard a card unless you attack this turn, so you want to be attacking with anything. So that's when where the 1-drops come into play. Even if they just attack for 1 damage, it's actually an additional card for you. And -2, create a 1/1 ninja that's unblockable. And the 7 emblem is something that's pretty hard to get, but when you have it, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature card, put it into battlefield, then shuffle. So yeah, it's pretty okay, but to be honest, I didn't really use it ever so far, so it's not the easiest to get. I have seen it used once. No, not really, because I killed it, so hard to get, let's say it like this. And I've left one Moonsnare Specialist, and you will see in one of the games it made a difference. So something to think about. Maybe it could be trimmed. And for the mana base, Hall of the Storm Giants, it's actually very good with this deck. Sometimes you lack this 7 damage to finish the enemy, and the ward really helps with like bigger removal decks. Otawara, Soaring City, so one of the new lands. If you run islands, you should run at least one. No reason not to. Yeah, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and Takenuma, so the black land. So this one bounces something for 4 mana if you channel it, and this one mills 3 cards, and you can return a creature or Planeswalker card from the graveyard to your hand. So yeah, they sometimes might be useful. No really drawbacks, so why not? Okay, and that's the deck. And Satoru Umezawa. Sorry, I missed the big guy. So it's 3 mana 2/4 legendary creature, human ninja. Whenever you activate ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into hand, rest at the bottom of library. It triggers once each turn. And every creature has ninjutsu 4. Doesn't really apply to us really. Yeah, so basically some way to capitalize on switching those creatures back and forth. You can start drawing. Well, you cannot, because it's once a turn. So you know, some value generation. The big thing about this card is that it has 4 toughness, and it has good stat line for 3-drop. So something that starts to give you some value every turn, and usually doesn't die very easily. So that's the deck. To be honest, ninjas feel great when they work, but when you are on the defensive, they are substantially weaker. So I will trim this deck probably in next days. But so far I wanted to show you how the ninjas works, and let me tell you, they are pretty cool when they work, and I really like some of the games really. So I will keep playing those and tweaking the deck so it's tier 1. Okay, thank you and enjoy the ninjas. Okay, mana is awkward as always, but I think we use Glasspool Mimic as an island, then this as a swamp, and we are kind of good to go. So enemy sees it's some kind of creature deck. Only those would play what we played. Maybe that's not optimal, maybe I should play this. Because that's a prime target to kill. So let's play land and try to attack. Hopefully enemy kills it after he declares no blockers. Are you baiting me right now? Okay, even if he is, we will just try to draw a card. And if he targets it, we can just switcheroo again. Oh hi! Look how sneaky my ninjas are. You can't touch this. And this is something I really like, and the Moon Circuit Hacker is a bit better than you could think, just because it's so easy to protect your creatures. So if they attack and you have 1 mana, you can switch with any of your ninjas. Pretty decent. However, fact they have already Key to the Archives and we have 1/2/2 on the board. Not very hot. I'm not feeling amazing in this situation. So I think we should do it like this. Then we attack. Then we use ninjutsu. And we draw 2 cards. And we still have the same dude on the board. Okay, that's a weird choice. We don't really want any of them. But I will take a ninja, just because of the stats. Yep, I would love to draw a card. Okay, that's the one we need. Approach of the Second Sun. Time Warp. Burn down the house. Okay, you surely did. You surely did. But we have a lot more where it came from. So that's why I took this guy. It's like 3-2 on the board, so why not? We should probably start with this one. What we should have done, play this, go into our second phase, then play the rest so the mana falls over. So that was pretty big blunder from my side. Yep. Fortunately, he killed the least important card because it's not black. So I must say that was a bit of a luck on our side. Okay, so it's Hall of the Storm Giants. I would expect still. Let's see what he does. Oh, nothing. I like nothing. So let's think about this guy. Enters the battlefield. If it's attacking, create a token that's a copy of another attacking creature. The token enters tapped and attacking. Okay, so I still think that's the better play. Why does it show 2 mana only? I don't think we have oh, we have reduction. That's pretty good. I need to learn using my own cards. So we could still do this. But I fear that they will do something in response then. But you know what? We live to have fun with the ninjas, so we are doing it. Unfortunately, that's exactly the target that he would anyway want to kill. So there's like 90% chance they die, both. Like this guy lives and what? Say what? Okay. That was way better than expected, so we get to remove 2 cards from his hand. Oh yeah, oh yes, that's some ninja action. That's exactly what you want. Yes, please. Valorous Stance. We don't have anything really that gets hit by it, at least not for now. So I think Divide by 0 is the first choice. Oh man, this felt so fulfilling. I really didn't think it will work out, to be honest. Okay, so we removed all the card advantage. This hits nothing, at least not so far. This is annoying, but we can play around. And Gauge Channel, also irritating. Let's see if he gets it to discount. I think he has Valorous Stance. And if he discounts something else, it means this is a 3 mana spell or... Wow. Wow, that's how you top deck. Oh man, I'm so salty. I'm so salty right now. Let's think. Enemy cannot play anything, so we can pretty much go ham. Unless enemy top decks again. But you know, what can you do? What? Yeah, please pay. That was weird. Okay. So I think that's what we have to do. Because that's quite a lot of power on the board. If the enemy uses Hall of the Storm Giants, then we keep Infernal Grasp. However, if he draws another Doomscar, I think we are frog. Kind of. So let's not play anything and just attack. See if the enemy uses the Hall. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So we don't want to go into blockers. Yep, I will pay ward because I have nothing to do this turn anyway. And he will Fading Hope something. Hopefully something with ninjutsu. So, autopay. And we can still use this guy. And I'm using it because this one has more, has less attack, so we want something stronger hitting. And also this one will be very handy later. And let's play our Hall of the Storm Giants because it's extremely hard right now for the enemy to do anything. Leer. I assume Fading Hope Leer. Okay, that spices things up, but I think it doesn't really change. And he cannot play the Valorous Stance. So let's play it on the island and return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. I don't know, seems pretty good to me. Do you mind? Just, you know, get it back to Nerf Workshop and we just casually attack you. If we use this, yes, I know we have lethal, but we can still mess it up, so we will try. So this will be more damage. We are doing it. So we ninjutsu this guy. We copy this guy, that's the only target. Okay, so you can see it's way better. We could even do it back. That's pretty neat with ninjutsu, you can just keep repeating those triggers. Pretty good. Going first with the hacker, silver full master. Okay, we can do it. And I think we start with this. We don't want to Fading Hope probably. And now we pull this so it's not tapped. And let's just play our master. So we can start enhancing our small cute creatures. Whoa, a new card. I really like it. So basically what we want to do, I think we can use the Glasspool Mimic. This guy is good, but it's better to have more ninjas on the board. So we suddenly have some power already. It's crew 3 for a 4/4. So, and there's 3 charge counters, remove 2 mana in the tap, remove a charge counter from this, draw a card. Then if you have no charge counters, create a treasure token and 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with like the crew enhancement ability. Okay, so yeah, we just keep going. You can feel the might of the ninjas right now. Funny thing, if we switch to this, the creatures are actually a bit weaker, but I still think it's worth the card. Especially we can start flipping it around, so we can just keep moving ninjas. Okay. Very nice. Draw a card. Yes, please. I would love to. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we have a very good draw. So we keep Fading Hope in case something happens to one of our creatures. Because let's face it, enemy is dying next turn. Wow, that's high curve. Oh, I see. There's sneaky little guy. Pretty good combo, I must say. I don't think we can play around it in any way. But we still will be able to kill it. So, Angel, Demon, Devil, Dragon. No, not a zombie. Okay, good. So we don't use Fading Hope, it gets countered. My turn. So I think we just won. So first we are bouncing it. Yep. It gets countered. And now we use Power Word Kill to kill it. Enemy will activate the thing. The enemy will activate the thing. Oh, it was. I forgot why the enemy sees it. Anyway, I think we just attack. I think we pressure. So he gets rid of one of them, but it's still 7 damage, and next turn he should be dead, I think. And yep, we can even draw. That's a good draw. I think we discard the Mimic, because that's like the slowest of the ninjas that we have. And I will play this guy to make it harder to block everything. And I think we should be winning right now. Yep, exactly. But very good attempt. If we didn't have 2 instants to remove the Phyrexian, we would pretty much die, I think. Okay, we have very nice curve. This one comes tapped, but we can play around it, I think. So let's make sure that we have... Okay, you can tap the land. Yeah, we want this to start attacking and also to provide creature for ninjutsu in case he plays anything. But I think this will be our second play. Yeah, we don't have anything else, and it's not a ninja, it's rogue. Enemy is tapped out, so we can as well do it like this. And let's just attack. And rogues! Wow, I suck. I didn't notice. It enhances the rogues as well. Who would think? But a really good synergy then. Okay, so ninjutsu is expensive here. I think we do it like this. Because it's harder to kill, and if they kill this, I doubt they can kill this as well. And then we can hopefully use ninjutsu on this guy. Yep. I think we are in a pretty good spot right now. Enemy is holding removal, I think. And we didn't draw land, so we only have one play for this turn. Let's attack. Yep, there's an instant. Okay, divide by 0. Then I'm really sad that we didn't draw this card. Like the land. We would be able to ninjutsu right now. Oh man, that sucks a bit. Yeah. So we just have to replay it, unfortunately. Yeah. If we could play this one, that would be completely different game, because we could start playing cards for free, also from the enemy deck. And they have seemingly high value deck. Divide by 0. I won't lie, it's really annoying right now. Especially that we never drew more lands. So we are behind and behind every turn. Okay, much better. Unfortunately, this is probably a fading hope. Let's see. Yep, they have priority. And oh, okay, because they did it before the blockers are declared. So yeah, I think in this situation we just need as much power on the board as possible. So we just need multiple creatures every turn. Enemy is living his bounce dream. Environmental Science is good, because for 3 mana it's hard to kill 2 creatures. It could be removal and a bounce spell. But he needs very specific answers, and he used many of them already. So, maybe we can hit. Enemy, can we hit you? Just please one clean hit. If he has sorcery, that's even better. No idea why he did it main phase. Okay, I think the enemy doesn't have anything right now. Good. Finally we can do the thing. Just because he doesn't have priority, so we are sure it will hit. Oh, we can play a land. And we will. And it's actually a good land. Believe or not, but that's what we want. So right now the enemy has to answer this guy, and we still have another one. That wasn't the luckiest drawing on the earth though. So, land and a removal. Still, the land is surprisingly helpful. Suddenly we are nearly even with the enemy. And enemy is starting to run out of answers slowly. So double removal, I would assume. But it's fine, it's still 2 cards. Oh! So he went for the Mire plan. Okay. That seems a bit desperate. Which is quite good for us. Okay. Okay. I'm really happy we got this land last turn. Thanks to this we can use ninjutsu and start drawing value to blockers. And let's go for this little guy. It's ninjutsu, so we get to draw. And Biting Palm Ninja seems pretty decent in this spot. So enemy is at 9. And what can we get? Nothing really to bounce. Sure, I'll just play your lands. Isn't it hilarious that we get to draw a land every turn and it's actually extremely useful? So yeah, it really helps because we have additional creature. You don't have enough mana for Tasha Slav because it's double blue, not double red. And even, yeah, I think double would hit us because we have pretty low curve. But yeah, wrong mana. Probably would be good to have one of the lands that we have stolen from you. Okay, I guess so. I think we are second, so that's the big disadvantage. But we have double Network Disruptor, so... Oh! A flying first striker. Not what we want to see. However, let's tap it, just to show dominance. But with this guy, this also buffs rogues, as I learned last game. So even if he leaves for block, we are still super fine with it. Unfortunately, we aren't the aggressor here, really. So, let's play Swamp. And at this point, I think we just try to defend, which isn't optimal for the ninja deck. You really want to be the person attacking overall. But we can grow with the silver for masters. Like, if I play both, it's already a 3-3 board. That's pretty decent. So this guy is pretty strong. Okay, so Chaplain of Arms, first strike word Disturb, and Disturb is at 2/1 with flying and ward. Interesting. So you want to try it like this? Okay, show me what you've got. I expect some combat trick and we lose this guy. But still, they need to use the combat trick just to answer our 1-drop. Okay, a Blooming Answer. Okay, interesting. So we need more blue, that's for sure. And I actually think that we need as much power as we can get. So that's a bit unfortunate. Let's like tap anything. Unfortunate because with this kind of matchup it's super hard to attack. So we pretty much don't get too many ninjutsu abilities at all. Okay, and that was enough. And well, I can a bit agree. So enemy doesn't have any draw and he cannot really attack with anything, and we still have 3 cards. So yeah, I really like the fact that we are going first. And I think maybe we should play more Nashi. That's like the big value card in this deck. Anyway, let's start with this guy. So what I originally missed about this card is that it's 1 mana flyer, and when anything else ninjutsu it, you get the value back. So I was thinking you won't really play this as a 1-drop because it's wasted, but obviously like you can just get it back into your hand. And that's no issue. And you can just buff it with the Silver Full Master. This card is also surprisingly good. It seems like pretty weak to drop, but the fact that your ninjutsu is cheaper and you also make your 1/1s into 2/2s is actually something that matters. We didn't get a land, that's unfortunate. So I guess Smorg. Okay. I don't really think we should do it like this. So if anything, I would prefer to have additional guy. We have removal here, so it's not needed as a surprise, let's say. And the enemy doesn't have anything on the board, so 3-drop shouldn't be so scary. I really need my third land though. Okay. What is this? Minimus Containment, 3 mana aura, enchant, non-land permanent. It's a treasure artifact. Like, man, it's my silver for master. It feels so weird. What's the most funny is that it actually helps us by a ton. So let's attack. I'm very tempted to discard a card, but I think we'll have occasion next turn. Nope. And thank you. This will help us draw into our lands. So I actually really prefer this way. Thank you. So right now you can see the problem with this card. Sometimes it really helps the enemy. It's pretty much a free ramp. And he cannot... I think he wanted to get rid of Shizuki. Bummer. It's phased out. And it's one of the good things about the card. It's pretty hard to get rid of. Like, honestly. So, let's attack. And let's get our Mortal Kombat Ninja. And let's see what the enemy has. The only issue with this card is that he does it only one time. Or she. I don't know. Probably she. So yeah, we get to remove one of the cards from the enemy. However, it's only one time play. But you can keep switching with ninjutsu unless you reload it. So it's still, you know, doable.